Good afternoon and welcome to Chef Chat USA. We're having a little technical problems this afternoon, excuse me. Audio, always something, and we're hoping you only hear me once, not twice. I apologize if you're hearing me twice with a little, or what we call echo, in case you're not familiar with that term. Anyway, important thing is we didn't have the 5 minute clock because we were working on it feverishly to get sure we could hear the guest as well as me so that you can see both of us. As we promised the other day, we're doing Chef's Chat USA, which means we involve a chef who's within the continental USA territories. Okay. That's even islands like the Bahamas that we've used, oh, not excuse me, the Virgin Islands, stuff like that, the U.S. territories. Anyway, if we do outside, then it's Chef's Chat Worldwide. So we're pleased today to bring you a chef that's out in Montana, I believe, in a beautiful resort. And we're going to show you that in a little bit. But let's first go ahead and bring up our chef for this afternoon. His name is William Bartlett. Good afternoon, chef. How are you?
Doing pretty good. How you guys doing?
Good, great. Look at that beard, folks, huh? Is that to keep you warm in the cold over there?
It's not too cold yet. Not too cold yet, man. We're looking at 40s and raining, so snow should be coming soon, though.
40s is cold for us.
Yeah.
We've only been under 32 5 times in my lifetime, and I'm very old. So
Uh,
we're in the 88s today.
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
we're
Last
having a
last winter,
we're having a cold front come in on Wednesday, so we'll be 60s and 70s for maybe a few days, and then it'll get warm again. So we're in this roller coaster right now before it finally cools down a little bit. You don't worry about
yeah.
that, but you don't have
Uh,
snow or anything, obviously. When
yeah. It's
does
like
snow
last
come
winter was my.
around? That do you know?
It varies. It changes so much. Last winter was my first winter here, and I remember in February I experienced -15 for the first time.
Okay. What was the lowest you've ever experienced before the -15 when you were somewhere else?
8 degrees.
Close.
Yeah, close.
So tell the folks a little bit about yourself besides my disentertaining question.
Let's see. I've been working in restaurants for almost 30 years now.
Wow, you don't
Um,
look that old.
you know, well, I guess I've been aging pretty well. So,
Very good. I
um,
wish I were.
yeah, I've been working in restaurants for about 30 years now. I've pretty much raised over in the Puget Sound area, Whidbey Island. Pretty much spent most of my career on the Puget Sound, working in various restaurants, a lot of fine dining places over there. And then just this last year, I ventured out here to Montana.
Fantastic. I'm going to bring up
Yeah.
us with a picture of the logo. I didn't bring the pictures of the resort. Hopefully, people saw some of those in the promo. But
Mhm.
the actual resort is called the Lodge at Lake Mary Ronan. Is that right?
Yeah. Yeah, the Lodge Resort of Lake Mary Ronan.
Ronan. Okay, we call it
Yes,
Ronan, but anyway, that's our mispronunciation.
it's all
Whereabouts
good.
in the state is that? Is it north? Is it south, central, or where?
We're on the western half of Montana, pretty close to the Continental Divide. We're not
Wow.
too far off of Flathead Lake, so it's just a beautiful area. Period. I mean, we got the Glacier National Park about an hour and a half away from here. Lots of beautiful wilderness, and it's a great place to be at.
I have a phone number on there and scrolling. I'm not hoping that's yours. If not, I'll take it off. Is that yours or no? Can
Yeah,
you see it?
that's the phone number
Good.
contacted resume.
Excellent.
The
I
restaurant,
didn't
yeah, the
have your
restaurant
name
lodge. Yeah.
associated with, so I was guessing, but it's the only one that didn't have a name. So, folks, as you
Something.
know, we put a scrolling banner throughout the show. It would be a long distance. Well, is that no, that's a long distance number, but hopefully everyone has whatever it's called, unlimited calling. So if you ever need to speak to the resort to make reservations or to find out about the restaurant itself. So the restaurant is open to the public too, if anyone's in that area, or is it just for visitors that are staying at the lodge?
Oh no, no, we're fully open to the public. We trying to welcome as many people as possible, especially during the fall winter season. It's a lot harder to draw people in. So yeah, we need to
How
get some
long?
people in.
Yeah. How about how many folk rooms do they have at the lodge? How large is it?
Actually, we have cabins and RV spots. So
Oh,
we currently have 8 cabins and I believe 8 or 9 RV spots.
very nice. Very nice.
Hmm.
Well, that's great. That is really, it's a beautiful place, folks. Too far for me to go and too cold. But I know a lot of people love, go out to Colorado, all the way out to Portland and Oregon, all those areas. So I have a good friend moved from New Orleans, Brendan Twist, to Montana. I might have sent you a little comment on that. I asked him I don't know where he is in Montana, his family, but maybe he can one day take a trip at least to the eatery or even stay over in the resort. So that would be great.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, why don't you tell us how you got first interested in being a chef? Were you at your mother's hem or your grandmother's apron strings? How did it work?
Actually, no. I was desperate. I was 18 years old, desperate, looking for a job, and
Uh-huh.
took a job as a dishwasher at a restaurant and started kicking ass in the dish pit and sparked an interest of working online. And the sous chef gave me a shot.
Wow, congratulations. Well, that's a pretty standard chain, direction at least.
Oh
Uh,
yeah.
and so you've been chefing, you said almost 30 years. Is that what I understood you?
Yes.
Wow, fantastic. Folks, for those who have not seen any of the shows before of our programs, we're broadcasting live on Facebook on 3 of the channels. We're hopefully those. We're on YouTube, which will be permanently in case you're not here for the live show. We're on Twitter Live, and then we post after the fact a link on LinkedIn and also on Twitter again. So we're double exposed on Twitter. And if you're on any of those social media platforms while you're watching the show, and of course while it's live, you can go ahead and make comments, and we'll actually see him, both the chef and I, and we'll do our best. If he's got better eyes than I do, and we'll address those. I can actually bring them up on the screen if we need to, so everyone can see the comment or the question. But we'll be glad to address it so that you can get whatever, whether it's interest in a dish or just general interest in the show. But let's not waste too much time with those technical things. Chef, do you have anything else you want to put out before we're going to do a wrap up at the end, whereby any information you want to provide with regard to an additional comments besides your phone, like what platforms you're on and anything else in the last 10 minutes of the show. But right now, before we start, are you ready to start looking at some of your dishes, or what would you rather do first?
Yeah. Let's go ahead. Let's move on, man.
Okay, give me a second because I'm manually involved here.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. There we go. Let me bring a close up of it first of all. Okay, folks, here's our first dish. Chef, what are we looking at here?
Oh yeah. So that's one of the most recent additions to our fall winter menu. Pan-seared Chilean sea bass served with couscous, rainbow carrots, and a Zambuca beurre blanc over the top.
Beautiful. Now, dare I ask, are any of the products, especially the like fish or some, actually harvested in your area? Because I know you have a beautiful lake attached to the resort, don't you? I think I saw it.
We do have a beautiful lake. Nothing's real. We don't really source out of our lake at all.
Okay.
So I mean, everything I get for seafood wise, being from the Puget Sound, I get it flown in from Seattle once a week,
Yeah.
and then we go through a local butcher shop for all of our to get some local meats from Montana.
Well, you have a very, being so proximal to those areas where it's just a plethora of different abundance of fish and stuff like that. There's no reason, to go out there and put your fishing line when you can get much more variety coming right next door on neighboring states. So that's great. I just, out of curiosity, wanted to see whether there was anything really, interesting that you were actually providing from your direct lake. But I'm sure there's a lot of fishing for anyone and any of the visitors. Is that correct?
Oh yeah. I mean, because we got a beautiful lake out here. People can go out here and catch kokanee salmon and
Wow.
crawfish.
Salmon?
Yeah, yeah, salmon, crawfish, and I believe, let's see, I think there's a couple of varieties of trout out here.
We don't associate crawfish with Montana.
Well, we got them.
Well, I never associated crawfish with England too. I saw some documentary on, and of course they call it a very invasive species, and they're actually harvesting crawfish out of these streams one by one, and not eating them, just destroying them or maybe releasing them. I didn't hear what the source was, but they're not tasting them. They're despising them. I'm glad they
Yeah,
haven't said it came to New Orleans. That's the only thing good.
yeah, we got a neighboring resort at the other side of the lake here that actually does a crawfish festival once a year.
Wow, come
Yeah.
on. Oh boy, well you had to talk with them, and maybe we can do some show about that. If you can, maybe they'll let you. You have, I'm sure you have some type of camaraderie with it, since it's a nearby facility, not necessarily a competitive situation. So
Oh yeah, we got a
maybe
great
y'all could.
relationship with them. So
Well, that would be great. So if you have time,
yeah.
anytime, speak to them and see. I don't know what the season is over there, and I always, of course, we have domestic things too, but the normal season is like March to maybe May. So
Yeah, I've been thinking about incorporating some of that to some specials coming up soon. Maybe do a nice gumbo or jambalaya. Do a little
oh, you're
do a little
talking
flavor
my
from your
stuff
part.
now. The people are watching. You're talking our food now. I don't want to tax you, but do you a red or a brown jambalaya? If you know, hopefully you know the difference.
Actually, I do a brown.
Excellent. Excellent. That's my
Yeah.
favorite. I wanted to bring up, we have a comment already of a very sweet young lady, Lucy Scott, on Facebook, who's telling us hello. So we welcome you, Lucy.
I,
Hopefully, I don't know if you know, Chef, but anyway, we're so glad that that you're watching, and hopefully you enjoyed. I don't know where you're from, but we're out in Montana at a beautiful resort called Lake Mary Ronan, I think, resort. All right, Chef showed us his first dish, and I think we put his some of his most recent dishes in the beginning, so you would see some of this stuff. So we just seen a sea bass, and let me give me the chance to move forward so that we can see our second. All right, sorry, but this has to be done manually. Unfortunately, I don't have assistance. Okay, but let's go ahead back. Now let's take a look at this one. Now here's a close up of a preparation dish. What are we looking at here? Looks like a salad or something, huh? Beets?
yeah. Actually, we just recently did our first multiple course wine dinner
Oh,
just last month, and that was one of the courses we did for that. Roasted beet salad with a pomegranate vinaigrette, candied pecans, feta cheese, some thin julienne red onions. So you can see that on top there. You can see the candy cane beets, which
yes.
adds
Yeah.
great, makes that plate pop really well.
I'm so glad. Beets is one of those items that have fell off the radar for years. And, it's just with the popularity of vegetarian diets and presence on the menus has come back with a vengeance locally here, using the heirlooms and multiple colors. I mean, you can't get better coloration as well as taste, in my opinion, to add to a salad or even served as a side dish. So I think that's beautiful. Very nice. Very nice. Okay. Let's keep on moving. If Bob can do it, we're going to do it. All right. What are we looking at here, sir?
Oh yeah, so that was a another one from one of our wine dinners. So that right there is lamb chops with a honey pistachio crust,
Oh,
served with a mix of garlic mashed potatoes and a sweet potato hash. And I believe we got grilled asparagus served with that, and then a Bing cherry demi-glace and mint sauce.
wow. You went all out
Yeah.
with that, huh?
Well, you host those wine dinners, you gotta wow the
You
people.
got to,
So.
you got to represent. You got to show up. That's exactly right.
Oh yeah,
That's exactly.
definitely, definitely.
I'm glad to hear y'all do those things out there. That's even better. You educated me a lot today on the culinary advances over there. I always think, now I don't want to say they're backward, but they just seem that some of those remoteness of the areas don't get necessarily what we thinking or as the advanced plates or the advanced kind of stuff. So this is
Oh, yeah.
really just eliminating that horrible misconception.
Well, yeah, it's like out here, it's trying to find places that are doing what we're doing are few and far between.
Good.
There's probably about 3 places on Flathead Lake that are putting out the same kind of food, same kind of quality. And then besides that, you got to go out to Whitefish, out to the ski resorts to get something like this. So
Right. Wow. Well that really puts y'all in the lead there to entice the folk. If someone were
yeah.
coming from around the country via airline, what city would they fly into generally to get to your resort?
Well, there's airports in both Kalispell and Missoula.
Oh, Missoula, I've heard of. I'm not the other. I see.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's pretty big.
Mm-hmm.
And those
Kalispell's
are
closer to us, but Missoula's got the
and
bigger
those are
airport.
okay. Excellent. All right.
Yeah.
Well, let's go ahead and take a look at another one, please, because we really ooh, here we go.
Ooh, yes.
What do we have here, Seth? Let me bring it up close
Oh, yeah.
again.
Yeah, so I did this for a special not too long ago. So it's grilled opa, which is Hawaiian moonfish.
Yeah,
Served,
we don't get any of that here.
yeah. Served that with a orange spiced tea, jasmine rice, a cayenne mango puree, and then I made sponges out of. I made cilantro wasabi sponges to go pair with that, and then did a roasted red pepper and basil plating sauce to go on there too.
Are those sponges underneath the fish? Is that what I'm seeing, or am I just my bad eyes?
Just sitting right next to the fish, you can see those green sponges sitting next to the fish.
The green elliptical shapes or teardrop shapes all around, huh? Very pretty.
No,
Now tell us a little
shapes,
bit about that fish, if you don't mind, since we're not familiar in New Orleans audience. Is it a thick consistency, white fish?
It's yeah, opa is it's kind of it's pretty much a white fish texture wise, pretty similar to an ahi. It's like a cross between like an ahi tuna and an albacore tuna for texture wise.
Wow.
Yeah, and flavor wise too. It's I guess it could be comparable to like a swordfish or marlin for flavor wise.
Oh, great. Yeah, because our swordfish down here is few and far between, and many times our regular middle class restaurants just don't know how to serve it, and it's always dry. I first ate it out in California, right on the beach, and it was so magnificent, but I've never been able to duplicate that again. So I'm envious there because I know all along the West Coast, swordfish are a lot more prevalent than what we get down here in the Gulf, if at all. I don't think we have any of it. So excellent. So you see, folks, there's another enticement to go there and get swordfish or swordfish similar.
It's opa, all right. Opa, Hawaiian moonfish.
I'm sorry?
Opa, Hawaiian moonfish. Opa.
Okay. Very good. Beautiful coloring, though. Oh, now here's a good one. This is really good. What do you have here, sir?
So yeah, that was that one just ended. That was on our spring summer menu. That's a seafood cipino I was making. So it incorporates halibut, salmon, prawns, and scallops. Would like to add some shellfish. But getting shellfish is a little tougher to get out here on a regular basis.
I saw the lovely prawns. They're beautiful. And that's like a tomato broth. What kind of broth that we have on that?
Well, yeah. So it's the base of it is I make been making my own fume in house and stuff whenever I was getting in fresh halibut, save the bones, make a nice fish stock, and then and just build the sauce off that. Fresh vegetables and herbs.
To us down here, that would resemble a bouillabaisse, which is again such a wonderful, lighthearted French stew that we enjoy. So just beautiful, especially having those 3 different types of seafood. Very pretty dish, and that right now is pretty much on the menu, or that's was a special event again.
I changed my menu seasonally, so that was on the spring summer menu.
I got it.
So now we've rolled into the fall winter menu. So it's come up.
Got it. All right.
So very popular. We'll be bringing it back next season.
Excellent. All right, here we go with this. Looks like it might be a salad as well. Very pretty.
No, not a salad.
No?
That was my 4th of July special. I got in some fresh ahi tuna. So it's
Oh,
got
I
a
didn't see the tuna.
sesame.
Again, I was focusing on
Yeah,
all the on the lettuce. Go
yeah.
ahead.
So did a nice sesame and cracked pepper crust on the outside. Just seared the outside of it.
Yes.
And apple pico with cilantro.
Wow.
That green on the plate there. That is a smear of wasabi,
I
and then we
figured. Look
served it
like.
with
Go ahead.
broccolini and and
Oh
a
wow.
jasmine rice.
Wow, that's fantastic accessorizing. I really love it. The broccolini, I just love, and the wasabi on the side. So the coloring is again. I apologize for not seeing tuna, but I'm visually impaired, so you have to understand. I'm not intentionally
Yeah,
ignoring something because it's a beautiful dish. Beautiful dish. It would make a pretty salad if you ever decide to chill it.
yeah. I've done ahi salads before. They went over pretty well. So
Good. Well, I'm teasing, of course, but at the same time, I would certainly eat it as a salad. All right, now we got to get to the carnivores here. This is gonna bring it. Let it pop.
oh yeah.
What we have here, sir?
So that is a New York steak that has been sous vide at precisely 125 degrees, and then a nice hard pan sear, salt, pepper crust, basted in butter and fresh thyme, and then I'm trying to remember what I put with that. That was Brussels sprouts with
Oh, I see the sprouts. Yeah.
yeah, Brussels sprouts with capicola and roasted red pepper puree. And then I've made a anchovy salsa verde to put on the base of the steak, and
Ooh,
then
ooh.
served it with potato croquettes with the creme fraiche.
Very nice. Well, wow. That is. Let me ask something, and this is going to sound, I guess, very basic to a chef, but I've had people question, and I get a little confused since I'm not a chef. When we talk about sous vide, I've been under the impression that sous vide means you seal it in a vacuum seal, and I don't want to say the word boil, but cook it down in boiling water for a period of time. But then it seems like that's not all. Then they would take it and grill it or something. Am I totally off base with that process?
Close. The main thing on the process is whenever you sous vide, you set that sous vide to a precise temperature, so you're not
Right.
actually boiling.
Okay.
So in the process with this, that sous vide set to 125 degrees. So anything in those vacuum sealed bags is cooked precisely to 125 degrees. It doesn't go beyond that. So you can leave it in that sous vide all day, and it's going to stay at that temperature in that vacuum sealed bag. And then whenever
What?
you're ready to serve it, you just pop it right out, and you're ready to roll.
Oh, fantastic. But
Yeah.
outside, you have some kind of marinade or crusting around the edge to give it some color other than the meat color, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, that's where we did the hard pan sear on that with
The
the
pan.
butter base.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. So there is additional cooking besides the sous vide process generally, right?
It
No?
varies depending on what you're cooking with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. So it can be a two-step, it could be a one-step. But I figured you
Yeah.
had to do something to get that beautiful crust on the outside, just not just sous videing it with a marinade or something. So, but anyway,
Yeah.
folks, beautiful. And now, what sauce is this meat? Is cow? Or what are we dealing with? What type of steak?
That's in New York.
New York steak. I'm sorry, you said it, and my old mind forgot it. Apologize.
Okay.
All right, let's go on to another. Let's see what else we got here. Those sprouts look great on that dish. All right, here we go. Oh, wow. What do we have here?
So that is another sous vide dish. That's king salmon sous vide to precisely 115 degrees, and
Beautiful.
then served over an asparagus and basil veloute fettuccine with grape tomatoes.
Wow. Asparagus, veloute fettuccine. That's fantastic. Now, salmon, are all these wild salmons? Oh, no.
That is, yeah, that's a wild caught king salmon.
Yeah. Oh, can't beat it. Down here
Yeah,
we have both. And most people think, oh, well, maybe I should eat domestic salmon like it comes from USA or something. But the taste differential is so
yeah.
far off. So good. but it's a beautiful presentation. And this is what I expected. I hate to say it, from that region, because salmon is so associated with the Northwest,
Oh yeah.
absolutely beautiful. And this would be one of your standard seasonal dishes as opposed to a special event dish?
That was actually Mother's Day special.
Okay. You know
Yeah.
how to and you know how to entertain the mothers, huh?
Yes.
Okay. Love the coloring. The salmon on that dish is just beautiful. Okay. What do we have here, sir?
Yeah. So this one is currently on our fall winter menu. So this is our seafood fettuccine.
And what's in our seafood?
Uh,
What seafood are we showing?
we got prawns, scallops, halibut, and salmon all mixed in with that.
Wow, that's phenomenal variety. That is fantastic. And you say that's on the fall menu now.
Yes, the fall winter menu. Yes.
Okay. When do you? So it's fall, winter, and then spring, summer, and is that it? That's the seasons, or we have more than that?
Now, currently, we're just doing that. It's like we just opened our place on May 1st, so
Ah,
we're still a growing restaurant. We're trying to fine tune what we're doing here. So,
sure. What is your seating capacity? I didn't ask of the restaurant.
see the main dining room, we could seat about 40 to 45. We could seat another
Nice size.
40 here in the lounge, and
Yeah.
then we have a deck that's open during the spring and summer that we could seat, I believe, another 35 to 40 out there.
Wow. Yeah,
Mhm.
well, I think for the restaurant size, that's a perfect size to me, not only for the chef and everything, the servers, and for the clients. So it's not like, grand scale where it's a lot of folk, attention, a lot more attention to detail from all aspects, whether it's the customer versus the service. So I
Oh
think
yeah.
it's a lovely size. Lovely
Mhm.
size. All right. Here we go. Ooh. Yeah, 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 yeah. Go ahead. I'm afraid to conjecture what this is. Go ahead.
I think you're gonna like this one.
I know I
This
will.
is a
That's why I say,
correct.
ooh la la.
Okay,
Okay.
a Dungeness crab jambalaya with blackened prawns over the top.
I was hoping that was what you're going to say. And I missed, what was the accompaniment besides the Dungeness crab? What else?
It's got blackened prawns over the top of it.
Oh, the prawns are black. I'm sorry, for my eyes,
Yeah.
I couldn't see it. It's not large enough for me. I could see them, but I couldn't see that they were prawns. Great combo. Really
All right.
nice. I see, folks. You can go out there and still get your homeland dishes, things that you expect down here, but with a little bit more alignment toward the Northeast and the availability of those type of fish, etc. Okay,
Mm.
let's go on a little bit more, and we'll see what we're gonna get here. All right. Ooh, let's see this one. This is very. I want to say it looks like a dessert, but is it?
No, no, actually, that was actually I did that for a four-course supper club menu that I was doing this last summer.
Like I
So
say,
that
to me, it's
was,
plated like a dessert with the zigzag chocolate. I guess that's chocolate, the mole, and the others. But
balsamic
I knew it
glaze.
wasn't a dessert, but I just don't know what it is. So tell us a little bit more about what it was.
Okay, so we got seared scallops served with couscous,
Okay.
fried oyster mushrooms,
Okay.
confit tomatoes, and then served with a tarragon beurre blanc and a balsamic glaze.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm sorry to discredit it as a dessert. I didn't mean to demean it, but at the same time, the plating from in my bad eyes, it really looked like it didn't look sweet enough on top, but the bottom looked like it was appearing to the sweet side.
Yeah,
Folks,
well,
in case you're
you gotta
just
combine a
joining
little
us,
sweet and savory together.
oh, I'm sorry. Yes. As I was mentioning, in case you're just joining us, we're with Chef William Bartlett. He's the head chef at Lake Mary Ronan Resort Lodge in Montana, with a magnificent facility as well as a lake and certainly upscale dishes for some place that's not right in the urban community. So we're happy to have him today and happy to present some of his wonderful fare. So we're going to move on because I'm hesitating here just to give me time to move forward. Ooh, now this has got to be a well-known salad for everybody. I mean, don't tell me this isn't a buffalo mozzarella and tomato. No.
It's an heirloom tomato caprese.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
But anyway, we have that similar version of that a lot here in New Orleans restaurants. Just again, especially in the summertime, either as an entree or an appetizer salad. So beautiful colors, and I think it's refreshing to almost anyone.
Oh yeah, yeah. It was a very popular item on our spring summer menu. So definitely going to be coming back to the next spring summer menu too. So.
Do you all have any type of tomatoes that are really kind of unique to your area, or like we have? Not only Ellen, we have Creole tomatoes, which not always are the prettiest, but of course we brag about being the tastiest. But anyway, anything unique in that area at all?
Not really. The stuff I've been getting in for most of the use of my restaurant has been organic heirloom tomatoes.
Okay.
And for a lot of the salad uses, I get in a nice grape tomato.
Yeah. Oh, grapes are great. Yeah, grape tomatoes are wonderful. Yeah, I think.
Yeah,
those are
when it comes to local produce, main thing I usually go for when it's the season is huckleberries are huge in this area, and then we have lots of cherry orchards around the lake.
Oh, lovely! Yeah, I know about the cherries, but now huckleberries are kind of unusual. I don't even know we have a tree growing in the state, let alone in New Orleans, with the huckleberry. What can you educate my ignorance and tell us approximately what the taste of a huckleberry would be on its own? Is it sweet?
Combination of sweet and some tartness to it.
Okay.
Very versatile product. I mean, I've used it for so many different things.
That's great.
Whether
I've never heard anyone tell me that they've eaten a huckleberry. Now, in the old days, I just thought it was just something they used in literature, and not really a realistic thing. And how about the cherries that you're pairing with? Are those tart or sweet cherries?
We got some pretty sweet cherries out here.
Well, I think that's a good combination then to get in case you need a little more sweetness from the cherry that's not in the huckleberry. Excellent.
Yeah, I have a lot of fun with doing desserts during the summertime with the local cherries.
Okay, yeah. Oh, do you get different colored cherries, or they're all some version of red?
Well, I mean, they get a little variation to them. You got some darker ones. You get some nice light ones that have some nice
yellow
golden colors.
Purple ones.
Yeah, I get some purple ones over here too. So
well, cherries are my favorite. So you're right up the creek. Yeah. All right. Let's see. We got a few more, I think. Ooh. What do we have here, sir?
Okay, so this I did as a special in previous place, but I've incorporated most of this dish onto the regular menu over here. So seared scallops served over a sambuca mushroom cream reduction sauce with grape tomatoes, and on with shaved fennel over the top. On this one in particular, I incorporated an Italian salsa verde on top of the scallops.
Okay. Now I lost you a little bit on the mushroom. The word you said before, tabuca. I didn't recognize that.
Sambuca. It's an Italian anise flavor liqueur, so it has a bit of a licorice flavor to it.
I'm sorry, I know what sambuca is, even though I don't drink, but a lot of friends do it. But I thought you were describing a type of mushroom, so that's why I said I'd never heard of mushroom. I was hearing tea anyway. But so the mushrooms that you would use in here would be what type, may I ask?
I use a wild blend combination of shiitake, oyster, and cremini.
Do you ever get, and maybe it's not, I know they're somewhat pricey sometimes, some of the Japanese mushrooms, I know they grow them in Portland now. They're, I want to say Matsuland. Now, there's 2 or 3 of them which starts with an M, and I can't remember that. I got the pleasure. I always love bear claw mushrooms. Those are fairly common in certain areas. But these three long Japanese words starting with an M are supposed to be pretty rare, and I've only had them once, and under a Japanese master chef who acted, you know, was nice enough to serve
You
it.
know, I'm
Anyway,
pretty sure I've had some experience with them in the past, but I've used so many different kinds of mushrooms throughout my career. It's
well,
it's hard to name
that's
them all.
what's great
So
about it. Now, there's always been a plethora of mushrooms, but most people really didn't grab it. Only stayed with maybe the most common ones. I guess from
yeah,
expense or whatever. But now that people are really broadening their palate, they really get to
mhm.
see the variety and taste flavor of these various mushrooms. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Let people look one more time at that. Very, very nice. Okay. I'm gonna look at it myself one more. Ooh, really looks pretty. Those greens on top, the leaves. Those aren't. What are those? Sprigs from
Watercress,
where? Watercress. I thought they
watercress.
were. They look like I have them in tea
Yeah.
all the time. I didn't know what it was. I wanted to make sure.
All right.
Okay. How about here?
That is cornmeal breaded calamari, served over a bed of arugula, served with a gochujang aioli.
Okay. But but oh, okay. I'm I'm not seeing some for some reason. Okay. I believe you. I'm just trying to distinguish. Can you go over it one more time? See if I can make the distinguish for my eyes.
All right. So
Corn,
it's a
corn,
cornmeal breaded
uh-huh.
calamari,
Calamari.
and
Okay,
served
that's
over.
obviously on the
Yeah.
left and the center of the dish. Okay, what's to the middle and to the right?
So underneath it is a bed of arugula, and then on for the sauce on the side, it's a
Uh-huh.
gochujang aioli.
Oh, okay. Neat.
Yeah.
Neat. Very, very neat. All right. See if we can go back. Now I can see it better always when I bring it up by myself. Ooh, this is good, folks. Now this almost looks like a duck dish with that beautiful, looks like Bing cherry sauce, but I'm probably totally off base. Go ahead.
No, actually, you're right on target. I
Oh no, you're teasing me, huh?
Yeah, I did that for a special at a previous restaurant I worked at. Yeah, so it's a confit duck served with a Bing cherry demi, grilled asparagus. I do not remember what starch I put with that, but just kind of hidden behind the duck, anyways.
Yeah, you're making me water in my mouth. That is so nice. Do you all use much duck at all, or not too much in the restaurant?
It's few and far between. It's like every once in a while I might be able to get in for special,
Uh-huh.
but it's one of those things that people don't usually look for whenever they come into a restaurant.
Right.
Unless
What about any
yeah.
fowl, like not just so much chicken, but any of the birds, the wild birds, or pheasants, quail, any of those?
Um, like I said, it's few and far between.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Well, I know
I've
y'all
served.
specialize in fish, so that's why, and you're doing a dang good job showing us so many varieties and preparations. But I just want to,
Yeah.
some of the other folks down here, they want more than fish. I just want to see how broad we can go with it. But this is a
All right.
perfect traditionalist for a classic type dish. So I'm sold on this one. Like I say, as soon as I saw it, I said, "Why did we call it the wrong thing?" But it looks so good to me. So even better blown up. All right, wow! Check the colors on this one. Ooh, there we go. Boy, it's beautiful sunshine. What do we have here, sir?
All right. So with that one, I've got that's a seared sockeye salmon with a garlic pistachio crust. Sorry, garlic pecan crust.
I'm
That's
sorry,
served with
garlic and hot
a
crust.
garlic pecan crust,
Oh, garlic
and
pecan. Okay.
yeah,
And what else? Anything else?
that is a brown sugar carrot puree underneath there, rainbow carrots and peas,
Okay.
and rice peanut.
Wow, that's really nice. Well, like I said, that brings a little sunshine to anybody's day right there.
All right.
Really pretty. All right. I know we're getting. Don't want to rush you too quick because at the same time, I want to do. I'll get justice to everything we have. Oh, here we go. Oh, these looks like maybe you got some snails again. Is that right?
Scallops.
Scallops. That's it. Snails. Sorry,
Yeah.
sorry. It's my old mind saying looking for an S word, saying anything. Sorry. Now, where do these scallops come from? Again, from nearby?
Yeah, actually, I get well, not nearby. I've got a local provider. They give me in fresh U10 scallops from the coast.
From the coast. As I say, as opposed to New Zealand mussels or some of these are all pretty much local or contingent to the coastline.
Yeah, yeah.
Excellent.
They're served
All right.
with
And
grilled
how are we
broccolini.
preparing these now?
So that's a nice pan-seared scallop served with broccolini, a lemon feta cheese risotto, and a citrus beurre blanc.
Okay. Do you get a lot of requests for broccolini? For some reason, there's only a couple of restaurants in New Orleans that will serve. Seemed like a few years ago, it started when I guess it first got down here. It started to get a little recognition, but then it kind of faded to the background. I'll ask some of the well-known servers, and some of them don't even know what it is. They're like they've never heard of it before. So
Well,
it's
yeah,
not real prevalent here at all.
yeah, it's definitely getting more popular. I mean, I've served it in probably about 5 or 6 different restaurants, and it's always gone over really well.
Well, again, y'all are much more progressive in regards to those type of things than over here in the South. So it takes a while to filter back here from your area. But I'm envious of some of the things y'all have that we don't really specialize in. So, excellent. All right, here we go. See, I think we still have some more. Oh, okay. Is this one of my favorites? Tuna? Wait, let me get it back.
I'm not getting a visual of it. Here we go. Okay, here we are. So that's actually a salad I did. So
oh, hey, I didn't dare not say it's a salad. Go ahead.
all right, yeah. So seared ahi. It's a seared ahi salad served with some mixed greens, shaved carrots, and I believe I did. Let's see, I did a sesame oil, saba olek, and let's see, soy, ginger. Did a good mixture for like the dressing for that salad.
Right.
And then did a nice mango puree underneath there for the base.
Yeah. I love the dressing. And too many of our restaurants will serve it with balsamic, and I just don't, I'm not a real fan. So a clear, even though you have a touch of soy in there, I use ponzu or something like that, or uzu even better to avoid the soy. But in anything I use as a dressing or something. But the coloring is much better, and I'm glad you're not using balsamic. I think it ought to be very tasty as far as my taste buds would go. So let's see. Ooh, there's a close up, real good close up of the. What happened here? Oh, here we go.
Oh, there we go.
Look at that cut.
Yeah. Yeah. So it was a special. It's a special I did for a little while. My local butcher got in a whole what was it, a U.S. Wagyu cattle in, and so he gave me first choice.
Oh, Wagyu. This is Wagyu.
Yeah, it's a locally raised Wagyu out of Columbia Falls here in Montana.
Montana. Wow. We're starting. It's so popular nowadays, and we have 1 or 2 farms in Louisiana, mainly in the northern part. I forgot the name of the ranch in western part of Louisiana, and that gets a lot. Most of the others restaurants, if they don't use those 2 local or 1 local, they'll go outside and bring it in. But I'm so glad that now they're starting to do this beyond, because you all kind of really pioneered that. Again, the Oregon and all those areas around there. So we're glad it's spread to have local farmers, ranches doing it.
Yeah, yeah. So we got.
What else do you have on top? Is that what kind of that butter on top? What we have on top of that?
Yeah, actually, I make my own bone marrow compound butter. So I roast off the bones and harvest the marrow, and turn that into a compound butter for steaks. And then served with fried fingerling potatoes with sea salt and truffle oil. And then the vegetable, I'm doing asparagus and grape tomatoes sauteed together. And then with a light drizzle of balsamic glaze over the vegetables.
Really nice. I'm amazed that you're doing your own butter. That's fantastic with the marrow. That's got to be tasty, and especially for a steak. Woo!
It's like silk on a steak, man.
Very well put. Very well put.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see if we got any more. Again, I should have looked at the last. Ooh, another vibrant color one here, sir.
Oh yeah. So from a previous place I worked at, that we were actually getting in bison. So that is a bison fillet. I seasoned up with some coriander mixed in with the salt and pepper for the seasoning on that. Did a roasted red pepper and sage compound butter, and then a smoked tomato puree on the base, and then served that with grilled asparagus, and then I did farro with leeks and brown butter mushrooms on the for the starch.
Wow, that's one thing. I'm very envious. I mean, we associate the Midwest like that, or Montana and all, with bison, and it's raised its head way back in like the 80s for a very short, limited time, and then came back again. And I've forgotten what decade of after 2000 it was here for a while. It's hard to find, but what a wonderful meat! So lean and tasty and flavorful that we're we wish we had more of that down here. We really don't. So, anything more you want to say on bison?
Hey, we got lots of it out here. We got a few bison ranches out here in this county.
Well, that's we do associate that with your neck of the woods, but I'm saying, I wish you could convince some of our branches, like the guy who does the Wagyu beef. I wish he would. At least that would be a lot closer for us. But I guess it just, people are kind of sensitive with regard to terms and won't even try it. They just hear, oh no, I can't eat that. Oh my God, it drives me crazy when I hear these people that won't even have any kind of adventurous palate. Because if they tasted it, I'm telling you, they would love it as much as steak, if not better, because the flavor is so good, so good. Excellent. So you do. So I'm glad to see y'all using that, because I was waiting to see if you didn't have any of that on your menu. Okay. We got any more? Okay, we got another little one here. This is great. 1 second. There we go. What do we have?
Oh yeah, that's another one. Yeah, that's another one I did in the past. I haven't done anything like that for a bit. But that's sautéed prawns served over corn and asparagus succotash, and served with a roasted garlic mashed potato.
Yeah, so those potatoes, I said, those have got to be garlic.
Yeah.
All right. Like I said, I know we must be somewhat. Oh, here we go. Back to those grape tomatoes, which I love so much. What do we have here, sir?
Yeah, so actually, that's a special I did in the past. So I'm actually bringing that back for this. I've got a wine dinner coming up on Wednesday, so I'm bringing that dish back for that. So we got seared scallops served with a red jewel quinoa, a fermented black garlic puree, confit tomatoes, and pickled mushrooms, and then a roasted red pepper plating sauce.
Nice. Do you all have many vineyards at all in your state? No, huh?
Actually, we do. We have a few wineries here in the valley around the lake here, and we've got.
I know Oregon and all the coast has it, but I didn't know. Again, one of the things that we have a misconception: we would never think that Montana has wine other than imported from neighboring states or other countries.
Yeah, we've got some good wine providers out here too. So,
is there a variety of grapes they grow, or is it all kind of limited to a specialty?
Yeah, I am not too sure. I mean, I still got experience with that. I got experience more with wineries around here.
Do you on your wine dinners? Are you using some of those local vineyards as part of the host, or are you just winging it, or how
Uh,
are you
we're
doing that?
we're using a
Which
local
area?
distributor and stuff, and they get us a variety of wines from around the
Right,
world.
right.
So we try to use a few locals with each one, but then we also get some wines from Italy and
Yeah,
France and a lot of the
sure.
California vineyards.
Sure, you gotta. Oh, next thing. All right. You've got to go ahead and mix it up. You can't just use, no matter how good the wines are out there or in the states nowadays. Some areas are supposed to be better than France and Italy. There's nothing better than having an adventurous palate in wine as well. Now I'm going to pass on this picture. I'd put it at the end because it's hard for people to see that there's like 6 dishes here, and several of those I think we've already encountered.
Yeah, we covered quite a few of those. Yeah,
Yeah, so no need to rehash, especially a smaller
yeah.
picture. So anyway, we down to 9 minutes. Okay, let me recap. And again, folks, if you shared this almost an hour with us, we're doing Chefs Chat USA, which is relegated to USA chefs, whether they're from USA, but they are currently chefing in USA. And we have William Bartlett, excuse me, who's, believe it or not, been in the business almost 30 years, even though he's only 22 years old. But at the
No.
same time, at, at the same time, he's at a beautiful new resort. Well, it's new to him because he's been there a year. The Lake Lodge Resort in Lake Mary Ronan, I believe, in Montana. So
Yeah.
we're going
Full name
reaching
of it is
way out to the
the
periphery of our states. All right, before we go, like I said, we do have about 5, 7 more minutes. Right now, we've put, hopefully, even though I have the bad eyes, hopefully you've been able to take down that number that's been scrolling. But why don't you go ahead and say it so people will hear it from you in case they can't read it in that fine print, and tell us a little bit about any other ways that you want an audience or an interested customer to contact you or the resort in addition to that phone number. But let's give the phone number off the top. Go ahead, sir.
All right. Yeah. So official name of the place is the Lodge and Resort at Lake Mary. As you can see the number scrolling down there, 406-849-6279. You can get a hold of us here at the lodge for restaurant reservations or even booking for a cabin or RV spot if you'd like.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're definitely out there. Good, nice little getaway.
Okay. Is there any
Hope
other
to be,
is that, or either the resort or yourself on any of the other social platforms that you want to talk about?
yeah, you could follow us on Instagram, and also we also have our own Facebook page.
All right. The
Um,
Instagram, what is the call name?
it's the name of the name of our resort, so you can find
Let's
it at
go
the
again because it's got
lodge.
a lot of words in it. Is it late? Why don't
Yeah,
you say it a little slower? How, put it in the proper order so people won't get
yeah,
messed up from my calling.
yeah. Gotcha. The Lodge and Resort at Lake Mary.
Okay. Got it, folks?
Mhm.
Lodge and Resort, Lake Mary Ronan.
Yeah.
Not Conan's sister, Mary Ronan. No. Okay. How about anything for you personally, or you'd rather just keep it like this? This is fine. Whatever you want, put
Uh,
out.
the only
Okay.
thing I would suggest is you could follow me on Instagram.
Okay.
My Instagram name is the Knife Nerd. Well, mostly because being a chef, you gotta be a nerd about your knives. So
Oh my goodness. Okay, I
so
won't. I won't
you can
comment on that. I
follow me
just
on
had to
Instagram, the
chuckle.
Knife Nerd. Yeah,
I had to comment. I
you
had
can
to
see
chuckle
all
on
my.
that. I won't comment, but I had to chuckle.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'll
Well, Chef,
post
listen.
everything I'm doing
It's
on
been a
there.
pleasure meeting you. I only chatted a little bit with you before. We're really pleased to have shown you food because it shows that you can find fine dining and good food anywhere. And
Hmm.
even though we wouldn't associate that, Montana per se as being an epicenter of fine dining, at the same time, you certainly put a lot of other places to shame. And what's good by you being one of the unique restaurants to present that, that's got to have a lot more allure for your restaurant and also the lodge itself to draw folk there.
Oh yeah.
Um, Anything else you want to tell us before we sign off?
No, actually, I think I'm pretty good now.
Okay. Now, one last thing, and you might have said it. Are you open there for lunch and dinner, or is it 3 meals a day,
No,
or just dinner?
we're specifically a dinner restaurant because of the staffing and the way the seasons roll over here. We're currently open Wednesday through Saturday. Lounge opens at 3 o'clock. Dining opens at 4:30.
Well, I hate to ask this question, but if someone was a visitor there for a week, let's say, is there places for them to go nearby for breakfast and lunch until you open up?
Closest places to hit would be a couple places in Polson, Montana. There might be a spot or two in Lakeside.
So
So both of those places are about 30, 35 minutes away from where we're at.
so they do have to drive a little bit to get some additional food. Is that right?
Yeah, I mean, it's like Montana's pretty spread out. So
Wow.
yeah.
Wow. Okay. I hope that's not a deterrent because I know I got to have at least 2 meals a day, if not three. So I don't know if I could be driving 35 miles for two-thirds of the meals, or 3/3 on a couple of days. Anyway.
Yeah.
Okay. One last time, anything else? Because we're going to tell our folks goodbye.
Oh, no. Happy to be here, man. Happy you invited me onto the show.
Appreciate Lucy Scott for coming on. That was very sweet of her. I still don't know where she is, but we'll have to check with her after and thank her for coming on. And anyone else who's watched us on all those other platforms. Remember, folks, we're on 3 different platforms with Facebook, the YouTube, which you can catch this show, Chef's Chat USA. Look for William Bartlett. It's on immediately after this, and you can see it 24/7. It's on Twitter Live, but only just like Facebook, only for a day. The post is also on LinkedIn and also Twitter again. So check it out. I think you'll enjoy it if you haven't seen it. Once again, many thanks for your sharing your time and your wonderful eatery with us. And we'll be checking with you during the year, okay?
All right. Thank you for having me, Bob.
All right, so take care. I'm going to tell the folks what to watch. All right, good deal. Appreciate it. There you go, folks. Wasn't that fun? Very talented chef, very personable, and kind of wish, another in our hot summer in New Orleans, we certainly could find a cooler place to go. And what better place than someplace in Montana? If you can get there reasonably, then I think that's a great addition to any kind of repertoire where you'd be going out to the Western coast. All right. One last plug. We have another show coming on this Wednesday, the 27th. We're doing Artist Review. As you know, that's where we preview or showcase an artist with his or her about 20 pieces of their art. We have a male painter from, I think it's Philadelphia. I know it's Pennsylvania. Harold Howard, excuse me. He's got 2 first names. And that'll be on at 10 a.m. Central Time, so 11 o'clock his time because he's on Eastern. So check us out. Also, we're anticipating doing a whole new weekly show with a good friend of mine who's local. And we'll let you know. It's called, well, we won't even tell you what it is until we're finalizing. Again, we had technical difficulties with callers, but we wanted to be a call-in show so you can ask questions as opposed to just being commentary like we do on these shows. So I know a lot of our local people want to go. All right, until Wednesday or next time, I'm Otto. Stay tuned and longer, and we'll see you.